morning, May 9th. Thanks for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We have a jam-packed 2-hour show to get through, so let's run down what we have brewing for you this Friday.
The state budget includes a major change for schools. No more phones in the classroom. Today we'll be speaking to the man behind the movement and what it means for students across New York.
Certainly a hot topic. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about it. And later, we're recognizing National Physical Fitness and Military Appreciation Month. We're going to learn more about one veteran's military journey and how it shaped his lifelong commitment to get fit.
That was good. And then it is Friday, which means it wouldn't be complete without the weekend buzz. Our friends Scott and Sandy will join us for this week's Jerk or Justified, as well as First Try Friday.
But before all of that, we do want to get a check of some of our top local headlines. Christian Garzone is over at the live desk this morning with your Friday morning news break.
Good morning. We begin with Catholics around the world waking up this morning to the first day of a new era. For the first time ever, an American has been elected Pope. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost of Chicago was introduced to the world yesterday as Pope Leo XIV. He took part in his first Mass this morning as Pope, joined by cardinals in the Sistine Chapel. The Rochester Catholic Diocese invites the community to gather this Sunday at 11:15 at Sacred Heart Cathedral to pray, give thanks, and celebrate the start of the new pontiff's journey. We're working to learn more about a large police presence on the city's west side. This was the scene just after 11 o'clock last night on Orchard Street near Riley Park. We do expect an update from the Rochester Police Major Crimes Unit sometime this morning. Investigators are trying to track down the source of illegal products sold at a Henrietta smoke shop. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office seized 30 pounds of illegal cannabis, 820 THC edibles, and $44,000 in cash from Mad Flavors. A handgun was also discovered during the search. 2 men now face drug charges, while a third faces a weapons charge. Authorities say the shop on East Henrietta Road, which is now closed, had been a target for multiple robberies. The sheriff's office calls it a danger for those who live in our area. The Office of Cannabis Management is also getting involved to track down where these products came from. A stunning fall for a Steuben County police chief who has now resigned after being charged by state police. Troopers say their investigation into former Canisteo police chief Kyle Amendon began last year after an anonymous letter was sent to the village mayor accusing him of wrongdoing. That investigation uncovered falsified timesheets and irregularities at the Canisteo Police Club, an organization he founded and managed. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of falsifying filing and was sentenced to a 1-year conditional charge. He was also ordered to pay more than $13,000 in restitution to the village. Happening today, Rochester Mayor Malik Evans will present next year's proposed budget to City Council. Last year's expenditures totaled nearly $700 million, including an historic property tax reduction of more than 37% and investments in crime prevention and upgrades to the city's aging water system. The mayor's announcement is set for 11 o'clock this morning. Rochester City Council says it will have 3 days of public review at the end of the month from 9 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. inside City Council chambers at City Hall. The council will then vote on the final budget at their meeting on June 17th. For all of these top stories and any new developments, be sure to visit our website, 13wham.com. Right back to you all.
All right, Christian, thank you. We'll get to the forecast now. We're heading into the Mother's Day weekend. We're also heading into the very first day of the Lilac Festival.
Yes, we are. We are hoping for some gorgeous weather. We've seen plenty of rain so far in May, 8 straight days. Meteorologist Marty Snyder is here with a look at what we can expect as we head into the weekend. Hey, Marty.
Hey guys, yeah, it's looking a lot better as we head into the weekend. A lot more sunshine is going to work in, and even right now, as we look at the visible satellite picture, you can see to the west of Rochester, those areas already seeing a lot of clearing. Get over towards Buffalo, Niagara Falls, Toronto, those areas into a good amount of sunshine, but across the Genesee Valley, that's that very western fringe of some of that cloud cover at this point. Precipitation just to the east of that. Notice how a lot of that is mainly east into central New York. That's likely going to hold just to the east, even some pretty good steady rain and heavy rain for some of the eastern half of New York State. But for the Rochester area, I think it's going to be a story where we see some limited breaks of sun work through today. Most of the rain holds just east of town. May come as close as just between Syracuse and Rochester, but I think that's about it. Temperatures today mainly in the mid-50s for highs, and then longer term, heading into the weekend for Mother's Day holiday, temperatures moving up into the 60s for highs, maybe a little cooler Sunday versus Saturday, but 60s through that time frame, and then back into the 70s for highs into early next week, and drier time frame for us as well. So we have a lot of different things working in our favor for the weather over a lot of these upcoming days, guys.
We like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
A solid stretch.
Looking good.
We'll take it. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, we'll go off the top now and start with stories that have piqued our interest. I'll start things off today. The story is strange and also emotional, too. A man by the name of Christopher Pelkey was killed during a road rage incident in 2021. We've talked about road rage quite a bit this week.
A lot this week.
Yeah, interesting. But here we go. The sentencing for the man who shot him and killed him, something unusual happened. An AI avatar that looked and sounded exactly like him addressed the court. Ashley, I want to see if we can play it.
Casey. It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances. In another life, we probably could have been friends. I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do.
The avatar was created by his sister, and it delivered a message to the man who killed him. It said things like, you just heard, in another life we may have been friends. I believe in forgiveness. It wasn't just a robot or a blanket statement. Those who were in the courtroom say it was very moving. Even the judge was emotional while watching it. This is the first time a deceased victim spoke at their own sentencing through AI. It makes you wonder where we're going with this kind of technology. So if you've never been to court, during sentencing, the victims and their loved ones have the opportunity to speak to the judge and the person convicted. This is called a victim impact statement. Christopher's sister says she had a hard time writing her own victim impact statement, which is how she came up with this idea. Her husband helped her build the avatar and also helped with the voice cloning. She said, if it's not authentic, we're not going to use it. To be fully transparent, the AI Chris explains what people were watching, saying something like, I'm a version of Chris Pelkey recreated through AI. The video also included actual clips from his life. You're seeing some of these now, where while he was alive, he talked about his time in the Army and also his faith. AI Chris thanked those who supported his family and spoke directly to the man convicted of killing him, repeating that message of forgiveness. His sister says that's exactly the kind of man he was. The defendant was sentenced to the maximum time, 10.5 years. The biggest part here is Chris's sister says this was the first time her family got to actually feel their emotions during court. There are strict rules related to reacting during trials. They had to stay calm and stoic while watching videos, especially of Chris being killed. This time they finally got to have some control over the narrative during that victim impact statement section of sentencing and bring him back to life just one more time. Interesting, yes?
It absolutely is. I never, that wouldn't be, one of my first guesses as to what people decided to use AI for. I can see it being very helpful for families, certain families. And listen, if it helps that family process their grief, more power to them.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw some people on social media talking about it, and, a couple people were saying, this is unfair, this is, trying to sway the jury one way or another. He'd already been found guilty. He'd already been convicted. This was simply sentencing.
Yeah.
A time to determine just how long he would serve.
Yeah.
Which we know 10.5 years maximum sentence for that person.
Yeah. If I were in that situation, I can't say that would be my go-to, but again, not in that situation, fortunately. But there again, if that family gets some solace, if there's some peace for them moving forward by doing that and feeling a weight of relief, allowing their brother, their son, and possibly an uncle, to express what they think he would be feeling if he were there, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't see anyone saying no. you know, because it works for them, and it worked for them, you know?
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, let's move along now to my story, and I want to talk about Mother's Day. But I don't want to do it in the typical way, because here's the truth. Mother's Day is not just a card and flowers. It's not just a brunch reservation or a social media post. It's a moment or a chance to reflect on something much bigger, the relationship you have, or maybe one that you wish that you had with one of the people who shaped you. And I want to say this clearly. The mom you had as a child is not the same mom you have as an adult. She changes just like you change. She grows just like you grow. And sometimes she struggles just like you struggle. My own relationship with my mom has been tough. It's had its hard share of seasons. There were times we didn't speak for months. There were moments I didn't know if we could find our way back to each other. But here's what I did learn, and it's something I hold on to deeply. It's the effort that matters. Trying matters. And the mom you know now may surprise you if you give yourself and her a chance. I'm very proud of my mother, proud of the changes she's made recently, proud of the growth I've seen in her, and proud that we found a way to build something new together. It's not about pretending the past never happened. It's about deciding that the future deserves a shot. And look, I know relationships of all shapes and sizes can be very messy. I know not every story has a happy reunion or a tidy ending, and I'm not here to tell you to force something that you can't or shouldn't be. But I am here to ask you today to think. Because we get one chance at this life, one shot to love the people who matter while they're still here to love us back. Because there's going to come a day, and it comes for everyone, when the phone is going to ring and there won't be left anyone to pick it up. So why wait? Sometimes we call for advice. Sometimes we call just to say, I love you. Sometimes you just call to remind yourself and maybe them that the line is still open. And if you're sitting there thinking this morning, I don't know if I can, I don't know if it's worth it, let me tell you this. The regret of not trying is a far heavier weight than the disappointment of a conversation that didn't go perfectly. So today, I hope you'll take a moment to think about the people who've shaped you. Maybe it's your mom, maybe it's someone else who stepped into that role. This is not about fixing everything. It's just about keeping the door open, even just a little. Because as long as it is, there is a chance for connection, a chance for love, and a chance for something new. And that, I do promise you, is worth it. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day indeed. Beautifully
That's
said.
all I have. Thank you.
Time right now is 8:13. When we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez. He's live from Highland Park this morning, previewing the 127th Lilac Festival.
Hey, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live on the 13WAM YouTube channel and on foxrochester.com. Stick around. Arc Rochester returns on the other side of the break. 8:15 this Friday morning. Hey, today is the official kickoff of the 127th Lilac Festival in Highland Park.
Yeah, people will be celebrating the spring season with the beautiful lilacs, the live music, the great food, also some tasty beverages too. Chris Lopez is live there this morning, giving us a preview. He's all giggles over there.
Oh boy, I think
Chris,
he's
what are you
had some of
doing?
those beverages
Uh-oh.
already.
What are we up to?
This is the non-alcoholic center in here. Okay, I've not touched a single drop of alcohol throughout the morning. Lexi, you can attribute to that.
I promise. It's fact.
Nothing. Okay, but we are in the non-alcoholic area essentially, right? This place, the zero proof alcoholic.
We're in the Zero Proof Social Club presented by
go.
Gießen.
There we go. And here you can get pretty much your non-alcoholic wine, your non-alcoholic beer, and then on top of that, you can get the mocktails. I'm going to be making a mocktail. What's it called, Lexi?
It's the Lilac Libation.
The Lilac Libation. So here, I'm going to let you have this. Tell me why it's important that you guys have this non-alcoholic section. You wasn't here last year. Well,
You got it. Of course. And I'll be watching you, making sure you do proper measured pours.
Okay.
What I will say is at the end of the day, the thing that we're trying to push is inclusivity. So we all know that we don't necessarily have to have alcohol to have fun. And the Zero Proof Social Club proves that.
And then when it comes to this, how big of a hit do you think this is going to be? Because this is also surrounded by a place you can get a wine slushie. You can go up this hill, grab some beer. I'm guessing there's also going to be maybe some cocktails in here as well. Some mimosas, things like that. There's also alcoholic ice cream. How do you think this is going to compete with all of that stuff?
Well, I think that there's a niche for everything. And obviously, at the end of the day, we're just trying to check boxes for everybody in the community.
And then when it comes to these cocktails, have you tried any of these? Do you know how many you guys are going to be able to supply people with?
Absolutely. So we'll be running this all 10 days of the festival, which we're very excited about. And of course, I've tried it, but I'm going to try yours too and see how it measures up to what we have.
I'm already losing right now.
It's okay.
To this.
All is good. You're almost there.
There we go.
There we go. Yep.
Switch this out.
Perfect.
I don't think. Okay. Here we go.
You're killing it. You're doing a great job. Yep. Just like that.
Okay.
Perfect. Get it a little hit. Nailed it. Don't forget your little strainer right here.
Ooh.
Nice. Pour it on top of this ice right here. Look at that. A professional.
Oh man, that's terrible.
No,
actually.
it's good
But
because
I top. Oh yes.
you're going to top
Gotta
it with your
off.
ginger ale.
Top it off with the ginger ale.
Lovely. Hit it with a little lime. A little.
Do I express it, or do you want me to just drop the lime?
What do you feel in your heart?
In my heart, I just want to drop it in.
Drop it.
Okay.
And then you cannot forget about our rock, paper, straw. We have custom lilac paper straws this year at all of our bars, courtesy of our sponsor, Rock, Paper, Straws. How's it taste?
I like that. It was a little bit of a bite.
Good.
Yeah, not a little bit of a bite. A little bit. There's a tad bit of sourness
Yeah,
in there.
because it's a little citrus, so we use the
Yeah.
seed lip citrus.
I like that. I'd let you try that, but that's going to be all mine.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
And then you have these bad boys in here. These are also some of the mocktails that you got. Now, let me ask you, I spoke with you last year about this festival. What excites you about this year? The 127th iteration.
Can we believe it? So what excites me about this year is all the new initiatives we have this year. So we have a VIP initiative for Mother's Day. This is the first year that we've done a Mother's Day initiative. So we are having our Bubbles in VIP for moms on Sunday. It's going to be great. We have Monroe Med Spa doing services. We have boozy ice cream, like you spoke about, Mimosas featuring red jacket juice, and a ton of other awesome things.
What about those that haven't been here before? This is going to be their first time coming out today at 10:30. We'll say. What kind of things would you advise them to do for their first time here?
So, of course, you have to grab a garbage plate. That's number one. You got to do it at lunch. But the other things, obviously, just stop, enjoy the flowers, take a whiff of those, and just check out all of our awesome local vendors that we have on site.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of great food here, both domestic, international, local food that's going to be here. You guys also have the guided tours. Those are completely booked out, but there's going to be the audio version as well. You guys are stepping it up this year. We got Uno Mas, one more hit. We're going to be talking merch. We're going to be talking 5K, 10K. You can walk that. You can run that. I believe that's on the final day on Sunday.
You got it. That's when we close it out. And we also have the Tim Hortons Timbit Trot this year. So it's a fun run for families. So it's a good time because you get some donuts out of it.
I love the donuts, love the swag, love the Lilac Festival. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you in studio. I'm going to enjoy my mocktail for now.
Chris, I want a T-shirt. Can you bring me a Lilac Festival T-shirt back?
Nope, I cannot. I cannot.
He didn't even ask. He didn't even try.
This this non-alcoholic drink's getting to me, man. It's making me mean. I cannot, Dan. I'm sorry.
All right, Lopez, thanks so much. We don't appreciate it.
When we come back, meteorologist Mark McLean will be here with a look at today's weather trivia and our Mother's Day forecast.
Stick around, we're back after this.
Back. Mark is here now with a look at today's forecast and our weather trivia forecast. Weather trivia forecast.
Yeah, why not? Call it whatever you want.
100% chance we may not get it right.
100% chance of trivia. How about
Yes.
that? How about that? That's an accurate forecast. Start of the Lilac Festival. Excited?
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Right? A fun time. Today is that day. How warm or cold was it on the first day of the festival last year, which, by the way, was May 10th last year?
Okay, hold on.
2024.
I gotta rewind back into the archives.
Yeah, usually the Lilac Festival weather is just all over the place. I mean, because it's kind of still early in the season, there's no real consistency to our warm weather until after Memorial Day. So it's very rare that this festival doesn't have 1 or 2 days that are just total garbage, honestly, and 1 or 2 days that are just spectacular, and most of them are somewhere in between. But here's the choices. 81 degrees, was it 71 degrees, 61 degrees for the high temperature, or 51 degrees for the high temperature?
Oof.
Nice.
So then what year would this be?
Last year.
Oh, last year.
On May 10th. Yep.
Oh, I thought it was the first. I get it now.
Yep.
I remember 2 very hot years within the past 5.
Yep. It can get in the 80s at this time of the year. It actually can get in the 90s, technically.
When we had that garden.
Yes.
And I went and did that.
That was a hot
that
day.
it was like we were working underwater.
Yeah, I sweat right through that shirt. It
Yeah.
was bad. It was bad. Yep.
I don't remember, though, the others.
Last year. What were we doing last year?
Last year.
Start of the Lilac Festival.
May 10th.
Oh, I remember.
What?
No, I remember.
No, what were we doing?
I remember what I was doing.
What were you doing?
I'm not saying.
Oh, well, then we obviously know.
No, well,
We're going to have the answer to that coming up at 9 a.m. I don't know if we're going to get the answer to the other thing. Oh,
I was at
Subaru.
Subaru last year.
Oh, that's right. Right. Okay.
All right. Well, speaking of that Lilac Festival, if you're heading down for the weekend, cool day today, temps in the 50s, so that's not so bad. Just wear the light jacket. You might want some boots from some of all the rain that we've had lately. 67 for Saturday. Looks pretty good. And Mom's Day on Sunday, it's in the low 60s, so we'll take that for this time of the year. That's pretty nice.
I thought it was supposed to be like 70 on Sunday.
A little lake
Has that
breeze,
changed?
the northeast breeze off the lake, so we catch that.
All right.
And
All
a lot of times that data doesn't get fine-tuned until we're 2 or 3 days out. So
Fair enough.
The pollen count's in from Dr. Hartel's office too. So if you suffer from the seasonal stuff, the trees, it's the birch, the oak, the hickory that's got you reaching for the meds as we head through the next couple of days. The temps are in the 40s this morning, low 40s near Rochester, even still some 30s well to the south. But the nice part is 2 days ago, this looked like it was going to be a really close shave in terms of the rain for Rochester. At this point, it looks like that rain is going to stay out towards Syracuse, Albany area, off to the east. And we'll catch the clouds with that system as it breezes on by. I would not be surprised if Wayne County, Ontario County, Yates County, Central Finger Lakes had a quick couple of showers later today. But it looks like the bulk of that rain does avoid the area. And here's the reason that forecast is a little cooler for Sunday for Mom. You see that front that goes through. We get that northeast breeze behind it, and that's the reason that the temp's going to stay in the upper 50s and low 60s. So planning forecast today stays mainly cloudy. It's a cool day for this time of the year. Normally we're in the upper 60s, and the extended forecast next week, we'll get a day that's closer to 80, probably in the upper 70s there for Monday. Tuesday looks like a nice, almost like a June forecast. Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see the chance for a few passing showers and thunder showers. But the nice part, the overnight lows are in the 40s and 50s, so no threat of a frost or a freeze in the next 7 days. And if we can push this out another 7 days, we're starting to get to an area where you get a little bit more comfortable if you want to start to do things outside.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, here's my question. I know coming up at 9, we have the Muddy Paws forecast. Do we have the animal picked, the wild card animal?
We have it. We could go with a cat, or we could go with 4 dogs. So I put 4 dogs in.
Okay.
What?
I said the cat. Clearly, he has a preference.
That's fine. We can go with the cat,
We can
we can go with the dogs. But I think you just have to then have another one where you're just showing the other animal. It doesn't have to be Muddy Paws.
Ashley, load the cat pick. Load the cat pick, and we'll throw that in for the Muddy Paws forecast.
I just feel like we've got so many other people out there with different animals and they share their photos too.
13wham.com/chime in. Share your photos.
Do we have the QR code?
In the next half hour, if we get some kind of exotic pet picture on there,
Yes.
I will throw it on the Muddy Paws forecast for Dan.
Do you have like a
Alligator.
bearded dragon?
Yeah.
Like
an
a parrot
alligator?
or a lizard or a creepy tarantula.
A baby chimpanzee.
Okay.
Wouldn't that melt your heart?
People have crazy pets.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Ferrets.
And we know there are
something.
people out there that have pets that you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So
We won't turn you in.
We're not turning you in. We just want to see the animal. And then come by the
Anonymous.
studio
You can
and
be
maybe
anonymous.
maybe bring them in and let us play with them.
Be fun.
It would.
Okay, so 41 days.
41 days.
Summer.
Oh,
41 days until the boat.
Yeah, we're gonna go out on March.
People are
12th.
already out.
gonna be 38 when we come back
Yeah.
30,
on Monday.
38 days.
Isn't that crazy?
About a month.
That's so
And on that day,
nice.
we'll have 15 hours and 23 minutes of possible visible day length.
That's what, June 21st?
Yep. Yep.
It's going to be nice.
I'm off. I am.
I believe it.
You've been
on
off
vacation
for a while.
Yep.
All right, don't go anywhere. A lot more to come here on ARC Rochester.
We're back right after this. (8:32) this morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester this Friday morning. We want to take you into the classroom this morning to discuss a controversial policy included in the newly passed state budget.
Yeah, Governor Kathy Hochul has approved a statewide phone-free schools policy aimed at improving focus, mental health, and student engagement.
This is something we have discussed here on this show since it was first proposed. We know it's a law that is in effect in several other states. For more on this policy and why it sparked this mixed reaction, we're joined now by Raj Goyal, the founder of Phone Free New York. Good morning, Raj. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let's dive right in. For a family sitting at home, and this is the first time they're hearing of this, what implemented does this mean for families?
Yeah, it's a very exciting time in which New York State will be the largest state in the country with what's called a bell-to-bell ban. And so what that means is that your child, and I'm a dad, by the way, of two teenage girls, a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old, and I'm also a technology CEO. So I love technology, but I'm a dad first. And what will happen with my girls and all kids around the state is that you will check your phone in at the schoolhouse door, and then you'll get it back at the end of the day. And the reason we're doing this is because, and the reason the governor and the teachers supported this and why the legislature passed it, is that we know for a fact, without dispute, that these phones and these screen addictions are hurting our kids. The amounts of depression, of bullying, of suicidal ideation. If you've been in a school lately, you know that kids' faces are down. They're all just staring at their phones. They're taking selfies as opposed to socializing. It's disrupting educational environments in the classroom. So it's going to be a big step, and it will be a change, but it will be one for the better for sure.
And I'm sure a lot of parents out there are wondering, what if there is some kind of emergency? My student needs to get a hold of me, and now they're going to be unable to.
It's a great question, and what we say is listen to law enforcement. It's the head of the state troopers, it's the first responders who all said in an emergency, the last thing you want a child doing is looking at a screen, trying to text, take video. What you want our children to do is to listen to adults in the room, follow the emergency protocols, get to safety, and then contact your loved ones. And so remember, when we were kids, we didn't have these things, and there were emergency networks. And in fact, at my daughter's schools here in New York City, we test those emergency systems every month. And there are drills, we get text messages, we get calls, we get emails. So the schools, and this is a good forcing mechanism, need to make sure that those emergency contact systems are up to date and operative.
I got to offer a little bit of pushback to that because
Sure.
I'm not a parent, but I know there are parents out there who will look at this and say there is not a chance that I am allowing my kid in this day and age without appropriate gun laws in place to go into a public building and sit there for 9 hours and not have contact with me. If something goes wrong, I want to make sure that I have an open line of communication with my child. What do you say to that person?
I would say follow the teachers and the adults. So to that hypothetical, it's not as if the parent, and again, I am a parent, I would contact the school. And let me give you a real life example. I live in New York City on the Upper East Side. Things happen in New York City all the time. There were reports of some sort of smoke or something on the Upper East Side. My daughter goes to a public school at 94th and Park. Well, the school put out an alert that said actually it was a manhole cover that blew. There was no problem. Everything is fine. And we had a system to contact the school. Actually, as a parent, let me say the last thing I want to do is to make sure that I complicate or make it more difficult to solve an emergency situation inside that building. I trust that school to safeguard my child, regardless if there's an emergency. They go on field trips. They're in that classroom, and of course we all have that desire. The fundamental thing I want to do in my life is protect my daughters. But at the same time, they're at school. And so again, when we grew up, there were things that happened. And so we do need to trust those schools. And the idea that you're going to immediately be able to contact your child, of course, that is comforting at some level. But if you look at the benefits that happen in schools, when principals on their own have put the screens down, the rates of bullying go down, the test scores go up, it's a happier, better environment. And I think that those positives outweigh the costs.
I'll take your word on the test scores, but the bullying, that still happens outside of school. And I'm sure with great frequency that it does happen outside of school.
Sure. And let's be clear. We're not trying to say this is some sort of panacea. Responsible parenting, responsible behavior by children is still very, very important.
So why not leave it up to individual school districts or individual classrooms?
Well, to be clear, individual school districts are allowed. They have a flexible storage policy. This isn't a one size fits all. So in New York City, where there's one building, how you store that phone is up to that school district. If there are medical exceptions, if somebody's a diabetic and they monitor their blood sugar using a phone, that's an exception. In fact, somebody came up with an example. They have parents serving in the military. They're overseas. They can only have a phone call with their parents at a certain time during the day. Of course, that principal and that school administration should allow the child to get to a device and be able to do those reasonable things. This isn't meant to be draconian. And I think the reason why that you just ask the teachers, and I should point out, if you look at public opinion polls, this is like a 70% approval issue. Now, I don't know how many issues in America today Republicans and Democrats agree on. I don't even know if we can agree on the sky being blue, but yet on this issue, suburban, urban, rural, Democrat, Republican, white, non-white, there is almost universal support for the idea that these phones are amazing devices, but our children's brains are still developing. It is better for the school environment and socialization to put the phone down just for 8 hours. Is it so much to ask that when you are in a learning environment that kids actually be kids and learn? I don't think so.
Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. For somebody who's looking to get some more information, we know that you have kind of been championing this whole thing.
Yes.
Give us a good website where people can learn some more information.
Thank
because
you.
this
Yes.
is still unfolding. I'm sure a lot of people have questions.
Absolutely. And, it just happened, and there's going to be a whole rollout and implementation. And I just want to say in closing that, I will be working, I'm very involved in my daughter's PTAs. We'll be working with school administration to implement this and make sure it works, get information out to parents. But our website is phonefreeny.org. And then there's really great other or advocacy organizations you can find. There's the Phone Free Schools movement. There's MAMA, which is Mothers Against Media Addiction. There's the Anxious Generation. But phonefreeny.org is a great place to start, and really appreciate you covering this issue. And I really do think, despite some concerns, it's going to be a great thing for New Yorkers and for families.
Well,
Raj Goyal, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Time right now, 8:41. Much more to come on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're going to be learning more about what it means to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, literally.
And don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever we are. We're streaming live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. ARC Rochester is back after this.
Time right now, 8:43. Get ready to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, because next week, Rush Henrietta High School is hosting a special fundraiser aimed at spotlighting issues that often go unseen, especially for minority women.
Yeah, and this morning we're learning more about the event and how you at home can get involved. For more, we're joined now by event organizer Kaylee Duda. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for letting me be here.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, during the break, we started to talk about it, but then we had to come back. How did you come up with this idea? How did you get involved here?
Yeah, so last year, I'm in my women's empowerment club at my school, and the seniors and I kind of thought of this idea, but then we didn't have time to execute it, so I came back this year and just decided to make it happen.
All right, so tell us about the event.
Yeah, so this event is on May 16th at my senior high school, Rush Henrietta, from 7 to 9 p.m., and the goal is to foster community and inclusion within the community, just to kind of build awareness about the issues that women face that people don't really understand. So we're kind of trying to facilitate that through the heels.
Can you talk to us about some of those issues?
Yeah, so a lot of issues that women face, like gender, pay gap, things such as that. And just, I feel like the social stereotypes that comes with being a woman is definitely different than those of a man. So
expand on that.
Yeah, so just women we kind of deal with a lot of issues that, again, like, I'm trying to do this through wearing heels because women are commonly supposed to wear heels in the workplace. And a lot of people don't understand how painful that can be. I wore heels for the first time recently, and it was not as easy as I thought it would be. So just things like that.
Yeah, okay. And so people are literally going to be wearing high heels, yes?
Yes.
And they're going to be walking?
Yes.
That's an awesome concept. I love it. Where are you getting the shoes from? Or is it bring your own, or is it like a rental type thing?
Yeah, so if you're from my school, because it's my school's event, we're going to provide you with heels. I'm probably going to get them from Goodwill and donations from other teachers in my school. And if you're from someone just in the community, then you can bring your own heels.
If someone shows up and they don't have a pair to, somebody shows up and they don't have a pair to wear, can we borrow a pair?
There will be options available. I don't know if we'll have every single size.
Sure.
But
Very
we'll have
good.
options, yeah.
Excellent. And so just looking, I'm wondering if we can pull up that flyer one more time. Food trucks, yes?
Yes.
That's great. And let's see, what else? And more. Food trucks, clubs, and more. What's the and more?
There's just a lot of, okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to
No,
think of
that's
what
all
to
right,
explain.
fine.
There's a raffle, so I've been working with a lot of local business owners, and people have been so insanely generous. So you can go to the raffle. All of the proceeds go to the Women's Foundation of Genesee Valley, which is trying to help increase women's socioeconomic status, and they are just the sweetest people ever. I love them. And there's, a bunch of different prizes. There's a $250 spa gift card, for example, that someone donated. So, there's some pretty awesome stuff there. So I'm really excited for that, too.
Kaylee, you are a senior, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so what are your future plans? Because clearly the future is bright if you're spearheading something like this and you're not even in college yet, you're not even out of high school. Do you have goals and aspirations to pursue something like this in the future?
I'm actually going to Purdue to double major in motorsports and mechanical engineering, so that's on a little bit of a different track. But also it relates to, I've faced a lot of issues in STEM as a woman too, so that also kind of helped me plan this event. But I do want to minor in political science and hopefully continue helping women.
Wow.
More power to you. Listen, no doubt that you can't go as far as you want to go.
Thank you.
Very, very impressive. All right, one more time for somebody watching at home who wants to stop by, they want to get involved. When and where and what do they need to know?
Okay, the event is May 16th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Rush Henrietta Senior High School.
Excellent.
Do they need to register in advance or just show up?
You can just show up. To walk, there is a page on my website where you can sign up, but it's not needed. If you just spur of the moment decision, you're always welcome.
Very good.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for coming in today. We appreciate it. If you would like to stop by, we'll put all the information you need on foxrochester.com.
8:48 this morning. Stick around. When we come back, we're once again checking in with Chris Lopez, who's getting a first look at the 127th Lilac Festival, all ahead of opening.
We're back after this.
Hey, get ready because the 127th annual Lilac Festival starts today at Highland Park.
Yeah, the festival always treats people with breathtaking floral displays, live music, and plenty of food and beverages as well. Chris Lopez is live there this morning showing us everything they have to offer. And Chris, what's going on?
I'm talking to Mike over here. He's a representative here at Ford. You guys are sponsoring the 5K, the 10K. You can walk, you can run that. That's happening on Sunday. Ford, pretty big company. Why do you guys come out here to little old Rochester and decide to sponsor this event at Lilac Festival?
We're honored to sponsor this iconic event to support our community and, you know, to watch the communities come together around us to visit this event.
And the 5K and the 10K, tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing with that.
So we're the title sponsor of both of those races.
Okay.
Both of those races are next Sunday morning at 10:30, I think. And the proceeds from those events go to our very own Holy Childhood here in Rochester.
And we have a pretty nice van behind us right now. I want you to talk a little bit about that. You were talking about a giveaway, though.
That's correct.
That you guys do.
That's correct. So the Rochester area Ford dealers give away a vehicle a year. It's called the Friendship Express. That's the program. You can apply for a vehicle. Nonprofit organization can apply for a vehicle by July 31st on buyfordnow.com. Now, last year's recipients, Boja Inc. Was our recipients from last year. And Boja, by the way, means food.
Okay.
So
a lot of food at the Lilac
Correct.
Festival. I got to ask you, though, nothing related to Ford. You excited about the Lilac Festival?
Very much so.
What's one of the favorite things that you like about this festival here?
Well, the food. The food is great, and obviously the smell of the lilacs.
I love that too. The food is absolutely amazing. Last year, I got some Korean barbecue. I didn't get a chance to taste the food this year, but I got some pretty sweet mocktails here with Lexi. But we're talking merch, the swag, the candles. You have an exclusive on that I do want you to show. Can you turn around just a little bit? This is not for sale, everyone, but this is pretty cool, I'll say. They were flaunting this last year. It's only for you guys, though. But what kind of swag do you guys got on this year?
What I will say in the same vein, so 100% of our merch sales go directly back into this free festival that we know and love. So we have awesome, awesome things this year. So right here, we have one of our reusable water bottles, just so everybody knows we do have free water on site, which is great.
Love that.
Bring your reusable water bottle and you can get some free water. We also have some Scents by Design candles. We have some tea towels. We have a ton more merch, but obviously it's poster related and that will be released today at 1 o'clock at our press conference.
And then for those tuning in right now, what are some other things that are going on at the Lilac Fest? You guys got the free music, you got the flowers, you got the food that's coming in, local side as well as international side. What am I missing though?
We're talking Mother's Day, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mother's Day, our most trafficked day. We have 2 different initiatives this year. We have our VIP party deck initiative for the moms that want to get the mimosas. They want to have the coffee. They want to get a little spa treatment.
There's ice cream that has booze in it though.
You nailed it. That's there too. And you get all day VIP access. And then we also have a family photo package in the flowers for another package that we're offering on Sunday.
Also in the VIP section for mom, get a lip flip, Botox, right?
Yep.
And then a mini facial.
You got it. Nailed it. Courtesy of Monroe Med Spa.
You guys are starting today in a few hours, 10:30, goes until 8:30, 10 days total. Last day is the 5 and the 10K. You can walk or you can run that. And the best part, it's free. You want to come here with a water bottle and a blanket and enjoy the music, you can do that starting at 10:30. You guys got the parade tomorrow, I think, right?
You got it. Yeah, that kicks off right at 10:30.
10:30. I will be here tomorrow. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. Lilac Fest, get excited.
We certainly are, Chris. How's it feel out there? Is it a little chilly for it? Or are you, it's perfect weather?
It's so cold in between these live shots. I'm off camera, and my teeth are shuddering. It is freezing, Dan, yes.
Do you remember, like, when
but just wear a jacket. Cool
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like the cold.
Yeah,
I like the cold.
I'm so glad that I moved to the East Coast. I need the cold. I wish there were snow, he would say. Yeah, look at him
Look, man, the
bundled up
cold
now.
is nice. It's just cold.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
8:55, much more to come on ARC Rochester.
We're back right after this. 8:57 this morning. We have so much. We got a dancer in the studio this morning.
Yep. Much more to come on Arc Rochester. As we continue into the 9 o'clock hour, we'll be chatting with a local clergy member as Catholics around the world are waking up to the first full day with a newly elected pope.
And then our resident garden guy, Mark McLean, is going to be giving us a Lilac Fest weather update, as well as a look at how some of the plants are growing for the Arc Rochester garden.
We're back after this. Friday morning, May 9th. Thanks for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. That is meteorologist Mark McLean. He'll give us a check of the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. We do, though, want to check in with Christian Garzone with your Arc Rochester news break.
Good morning. Here's some of the top local stories that we're following for you this Friday. Breaking news from Rochester Police. Officers have made an arrest in connection to a murder from January. Police say 23-year-old Marcus Graham was arrested yesterday for the shooting death of Jesse Jameson on January 29th on Colton Place. That day, both officers and fire crews responded to reports of a vehicle on fire and found a pickup truck that had crashed into a parked vehicle. They say they found Jameson dead in the truck from a gunshot wound. We're told Graham is scheduled to be arraigned on a murder charge within the hour. For the first time ever, an American has been elected Pope. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost of Chicago was introduced to the world yesterday as Pope Leo XIV. He took part in his first Mass this morning as Pope, joined by cardinals in the Sistine Chapel. The Rochester Catholic Diocese invites the community to gather this Sunday at 11:15 at Sacred Heart Cathedral to pray, give thanks, and celebrate the start of the new pontiff's journey. We're working to learn more about a large police presence on the city's west side. This was the scene just after 11 o'clock last night on Orchard Street near Riley Park. We do expect an update from Rochester Police, their major crimes unit, sometime this morning. Investigators are trying to track down the source of illegal products sold at a Henrietta smoke shop. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office seized 30 pounds of illegal cannabis, 820 THC edibles, and $44,000 in cash from Mad Flavors. A handgun was also discovered during the search. 2 men now face drug charges, while a third faces a weapons charge. Authorities say the shop on East Henrietta Road, which is now closed, had been a target for multiple robberies. The Sheriff's Office calls it a danger to those who live in our area. The Office of Cannabis Management is also getting involved to track down where these products are coming from. In Albany, the state budget has officially passed, with the Assembly approving the last of 10 bills for the $254 billion spending plan. The overall budget was finally approved last week, nearly 4 weeks after its April 1st deadline. It includes $1 billion in tax cuts for middle-class and low-income New Yorkers, child care subsidies, changes to discovery laws, and free school lunches for all students. The budget is receiving mixed reaction from area lawmakers. Assemblyman Josh Jensen praising parts of it, including the Education, Labor, and Family Assistance Bill, but writing in a statement in part, quote, "This year's budget process has once again raised important questions about how we spend taxpayer dollars and whether we're going to do so efficiently, responsibly, and with real accountability." Democratic Assembly member Harry Bronson calling the budget a, quote, "win for businesses, workers, and families," writing, quote, "Our small businesses and hardworking families are the backbone of New York's economy, and I will fight to make their lives easier." For all these top stories and any new developments, be sure to visit our website, 13wham.com. Right back to you all.
All right, Christian, thank you. We'll switch gears now, getting a look at the forecast on this Friday, along with today's weather trivia answer. Mark.
Yeah, Lilac Festival.
Yeah.
Exciting,
Yes.
right? All the flowers are out. The cool weather, the wet weather has kind of really put everything into bloom out there. So wondering if you remember for last year, the weather that we had. The trivia goes back to May 10th of 2024. Do you remember how warm or cold it was on the first day of the festival last year? And here's the choices: 81 degrees, 71, 61 degrees, and 51 degrees.
I'm going to piggyback off of Abby.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I was at Zoo Brew last year, and it was...
It was on the same day?
It was, yes, it was the first day of the Lilac
Okay.
Festival. It was cool outside. And I remember that because I wore a jean jacket and long sleeves. So it was later at night, though, so it was like 7. So I feel like it might have been 61 that day and temperatures dropped.
Ooh.
That's my guess. So C is my...
Ooh.
Oh.
See, I'm feeling good now.
Three's
Feeling
company.
good.
There's
I'm
Mary,
going
Julie,
with
and
C
Barb.
too.
There's 5. Okay, well, let's see. Let's do the great reveal here. Yep.
Yeah.
You got it. See, that's good weather memory. Most people can't remember what the weather was like last week.
I feel like you only got one wrong this week.
I think you're right.
But if you pair it up with the fashion and an event,
I love
that
being
makes it
right.
memorable.
You know,
that makes it memorable.
I had good pictures from that event. I remember.
Very interesting. Very interesting. The festival also had 1.72 inches of rain last year from the 10th through the 19th. So we are trending in a different direction for this festival, thankfully.
Thank goodness.
Because we've had our fair share of the rain, that's for sure. Look at that.
Aww.
What would you call this in music?
A quartet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A puppet.
I got a funny look. It's dry, right, out there? East of Rochester, there's a small chance of a shower today, but look at this. No muddy paws here. We're gonna keep it dry.
I love it.
Look
at the one though on the end who's all smushed in there. Like, guys, make some room for me.
Yeah.
Poor
So
guy.
Jeez.
We got plenty of doggy pictures in there, and Dan wants to do Exotic Pet Friday.
Yeah. Send us your strange pet.
Chime in. There's the QR code on the screen. Scan the code 13wham.com/chime in and post your pictures there. We'll get to them hopefully as fast as we can.
You have an iguana?
Ooh, an iguana forecast.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a warm one, right?
Hopefully.
They need the warm weather. 55 today, a little too cool for the iguana. 67 Saturday, sunshine, and 63 for Mom on Sunday, looking pretty good. And look how, I just stepped outside. It's sunny. You know, you look to the west of Rochester, you see blue sky. You look to the east, you can see the clouds. And look how close the rain is. I mean, there's some sprinkles down in Steuben County. So this is how close we are to that East Coast storm system. that's lifting up on through. So eastern Pennsylvania, eastern New York State, this is a washout to end the work week up through New England. They're going to carry some of that rain through the afternoon and evening as we move ahead. But the weekend weather, it's going to get rid of that system off to the east. There's a very weak cool front that's going to make its way through, and that's going to keep temperatures slightly cooler than normal for the weekend. But again, with high pressure around, you'll get lots of sunshine in this forecast. So after the cool start, we'll see temps in the low to mid 50s, possibly mid 50s, especially west of Rochester. Saturday we'll move back into the 60s nicely. Overnights in the 40s, that's not so bad. And next week, we're still looking at that warm-up temps back in the 70s, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It looks like we're finally getting somewhat close to something that's more consistent.
That would be nice.
Usually it's Memorial Day before we get the consistency in the forecast, but this forecast is slowly moving in that direction. Not to say we won't get more cold air, and we'll have those days that are in the 40s and 50s again, but there won't be as many of them.
So we're celebrating lilacs,
Yes.
then we're celebrating Mom.
Yes.
How are we celebrating here? How are we celebrating next week's forecast? Like, because Monday, we got to do something.
What are we doing Monday?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Huh.
Abigail?
I don't know. We always say party in the parking lot, but Director
just hear
Chris,
Chris says ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream.
Yeah.
Ice cream social.
Good.
Maybe we can do an ARC segment.
There we
Oh,
go.
We'll see if Monday's National Day of something.
Ashley,
Every day
when's National Ice Cream Day? I feel like it's in the summer.
that would make
She
sense.
doesn't know offhand, but that's okay.
I mean, we could
July
make
20th.
can't we make our own day? That all of these holidays are made up.
Dan's Day of Ice Cream.
I don't need an affiliation with it. I can't even eat regular ice cream.
Dan's Sorbet Monday.
Ooh, Sorbet Monday.
Day Monday, huh?
Yep,
That sounds good. I like it.
that's what I'm going with.
All right.
All
We're
right,
gonna have a
pull it
garden
off.
update coming up at 9:32. We're gonna
Sweet.
check in on the seed tray that we planted. It'll be fun.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Hey, stick around. Much more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, Christian Garzone is learning more about the parallels between fitness and service.
Don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on foxrochester.com and the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back after this.
Hey, Rob, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kristen. How are you?
Good, my friend. It's really good to see you. Now, May is both National Physical Fitness and Sports Month as well as Military Appreciation Month. And this morning, we want to highlight how the two have a very significant connection. For more, we are joined this morning by Rob Wilkins, a retired U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant, military fitness advocate, and former member of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. When I say the President's Council, I do mean the President of the United States. Rob, also more importantly, we used to work together in the Washington, D.C. area for Defense News and Military Times. Rob, good morning. It is so good to see you, my friend.
Good morning, Christian, and I'm glad to see you, and I'm really proud of you to take, your experience you learned in the military and take it to the next level. So I'm really proud of you, and thanks for having me this morning.
Oh, Rob, it's our pleasure, our honor. Rob, tell us a little bit about who you are. Military service. I know you did some bodybuilding, and then you worked for both President Trump and President Biden. Talk about that, sir.
Yes, thanks for that. It's a great question. Rob Wilkins from Linden, New Jersey, not far from Rochester, New York. Joined the military at 18 years old, and it's a family tradition. My sixth great-grandfather served in the North Carolina Regiment during the American Revolutionary War. My third great-grandfather was a Confederate soldier. I have a cousin now who's a fighter pilot, cousin who works as a linguist in the Air Force. So service is in our blood. I found a passion for fitness when I was young, and I've been able to take that to the highest levels, serving for two presidents.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Trying to do all I can for our country, regarding sports and fitness as a way of bringing us together.
Yeah, it's really, really something you've had. I look at my resume sometimes and I think, boy, I've done a lot. Then I remind myself, Rob Wilkins has done next level beyond me. There you are in some of these. There's Donald Rumsfeld, and there you are, right there at the podium right there. Well, talk about your personal experience in the military, Rob, and how it shaped your commitment to fitness and discipline.
The military is an opportunity for people of all walks of life to come together. So joining the United States Air Force, I moved to Germany. My first assignment was in Germany. And at 18 years old, moving overseas was kind of a culture shock. But thanks to the discipline that I had, the people around me, the mission that we had, it gave me an opportunity to grow and excel and to take on bigger opportunities and responsibilities. So I think one of the great things that the military teaches young people is to become a leader, to do more than you think you're capable of doing, but working with other people that might not look like you or sound like you, but together you have this mission and you come together with a purpose and you can succeed. And that's what makes us the greatest country on earth.
Amen. And I have to tell you, Rob, last year I was on a military base. I won't say what branch it was or where I was, but I was a little shocked. I saw a lot of, shall we say, skinny arms and big bellies. I didn't really know what was going on because I saw this more often than not. I thought, well, a lot of these guys and gals looking out of shape. So talk about the importance of physical fitness and military readiness.
Being physically fit is a cornerstone of military readiness, national security, and it also helps with our recruiting. Physically fit people are fit to fight. They're lethal. And when people aren't in shape, they are probably not worldwide deployable. They have more issues with their ability to sustain long missions. But we need fit people who can do the mission of the United States military. Our adversaries, I would like for them to see us and say, I don't want a piece of them because of the way we look. It's important that we are able to sustain our force by being fit. So I know there have been some challenges because there's challenges in America. Military personnel or military people are only a part of society. We're not a special breed of people that come out of nowhere. We're a part of everyday of the communities. And so if our communities are not being fit, the people who join the military are probably also having challenges. And right now, only 23% of Americans between 17 and 24 can serve, but only 12% have the propensity or the desire to serve. So we have some challenges, but the recruiting of all the military branches are doing the best job they possibly can, and their numbers are going up. So we're going to keep working on that issue, but a lot of it starts with the schools, local communities, and encouraging and inspire people to be more physically active.
Yeah, our adversaries might get a good look at you and I, and they might turn right around, Rob. I'm telling you. Other
That's
folks,
right.
I don't know. Yeah, but talk about the current trends in inactivity, in physical inactivity with both youth and adults. I mean, we've been hearing about this for years. A lot of people are sitting more and more at work, sitting all day. Then they go home to watch Netflix, and they're sitting down. There's not a lot of movement with some people. Talk about that, Rob, if you can, please.
And so we're trying to ask people what makes you move, what inspires you, because sometimes if you write an exercise prescription or tell someone what they should do, that's not something they enjoy. So for some people, it might be running. For some, it might be swimming. Some, it might be walking. There's something called the Truman Walk and talk, actually, where you walk side by side with someone, and instead of talking it out while sitting and drinking coffee, walk. And often when you're walking, you get this great endorphin release, you start feeling good, and so that 10-minute walk becomes a 20-minute walk. But you're trying to find people where they're comfortable, where they're at, to get them to move more. And we're looking for about 150 minutes per week. Yeah. If it's more intense, 75 minutes. But today is the youngest we're all going to be. So what we do today dictates how we're going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So it's important to be physically active, move as much as possible, get sleep, and stay hydrated.
Yeah, what's the average number of steps per day? I hear 10,000, but is that shooting too high for somebody who might be kind of moving around at a good clip for the first time? What do you think?
I think 10,000 is the number that, is the recognized standard. But if you're doing 1,000, you go to 2,000, you've done a 50% increase. So whatever it is, just start increasing what you're doing. So, for example, some people, their lives are so busy, but maybe you park farther from the door of a store or a restaurant. You take the stairs more than you take the escalators or the elevator. You just want to move as much as possible so that you can up your heart rate, feel good, be inspired, and also tell your friends and family about it too, because why should you have all the fun?
All right, Robin, how can the community play more of a role in all this?
Well, right now there's a lot of difficulties with sports, especially youth sports, because of the lack of funding. Many folks can't afford it because it's too expensive. So are there communities and businesses and companies that can possibly donate or provide grants and scholarships to youth? I think that would be a great way of helping. Also, fitness centers. A lot of our military recruits, they don't have access to fitness centers. So, for example, a friend of mine who owns Wolf Fitness, he's providing free access to his health clubs for those who have a date to go into basic training that's also confirmed by the recruiter. So there are lots of ways that you can help, but sometimes ask the question. If you see someone with help that needs help, ask them, how can I help you? Because as Americans, if you do well, I do well. And let's try to make sure everyone in our country does as good as possible.
Rob Wilkins, thank you so much. We're recognizing right now May is both National Physical Fitness and Sports Month and Military Appreciation Month. Rob, it was great to see you this morning. Have a great day. We'll be in touch soon to catch up a little more.
Great seeing you too. And to all the moms out there, have happy Mother's Day and take a walk with your families.
Right on, Rob. Thank you so much. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you. Be safe.
You too. Stick around right here. More ARC Rochester on the way when we come back.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. We'll be with you in just a moment.
Father, would you mind just pronouncing the parish for us once?
St. Cateri Tekakwitha.
Thank you very much.
We're once again going behind the story here on ARC Rochester as we continue to follow the first day of a new era. For the first time ever, an American has been elected Pope.
Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost of Chicago was introduced to the world yesterday as Pope Leo XIV.
Here in Rochester, the faithful are celebrating this historic moment. For more on the election of Pope Leo, we're joined now by Father Aaron Kelly from St. Catherine Tekakwitha Parish in Irondequoit. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here, Father.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Let's get right into it. I am imagining that your parish is pretty excited for this new Pope and all of the potential that he's bringing to the table here. Give us your overall thoughts.
Yes, I don't think anyone was expecting yesterday an American to walk out on the balcony. We've always heard, oh, there will never be an American Pope, but to have a cardinal from Chicago walk out on the balcony was very different, very exciting. I think my kind of two big takeaways so far, the two words that have really been coming to mind in these first hours of Pope Leo's papacy is really unity and peace. He, in his homily this morning, spoke beautifully about the need for unity in the church. Yesterday, his first word on the balcony was pace, peace. And so I think he's calling us to unite together as church, no matter what our views are, to unite in Christ and to work for peace in that. I thought it was interesting, his Episcopal motto, the motto that he lived his Episcopal ministry by is in illo uno unum, which is from a quotation of St. Augustine, just meaning that although we Christians are many, we are one in Christ. And I think that message of unity is going to be so important going forward.
Father, what is your hope to see from Pope Leo XIV? We know Pope Francis, by many accounts, was seen as a liberal pope, one who tried to open those church doors wide to one and all. Do you see that being a foundation that Pope Leo will build on, or what are your expectations?
I think it's a little too early to tell anything like that. I think what has been noticeable is that he keeps going back to the gospel. He keeps going back to that message of hope that the world needs. And in his homily this morning, he beautifully talked about how there are so many divisions, how there are so many places in our world where people are hurting, and that as a church, we have a message of hope. We have a message that people can cling to when life gets dark, when life gets difficult. And so I think his hope, I think his mission is really going to be to preach that gospel to all people, no matter where they are. And I think that's very much following in the footsteps of Pope Francis. Pope Francis, who so often went to the peripheries. I think Pope Leo so far is continuing in that theme of we have a great message. We have the truth. We have the gospel that is Jesus Christ, and we need to bring him to all the corners of the world.
And Father, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but I'm curious what the next several days will look like for Pope Leo. I imagine it'll take a while to fully get immersed in the responsibilities and the duties that will be required of him, but what comes next for him?
Yeah, I mean, the question I asked a friend last night was, what does he think as he's going to bed last night? And his life has totally changed. In the next couple of days, he'll start to become abreast of what issues the church are facing. Today, he made some appointments that those who were working in the Vatican are going to continue in their roles that they had under Pope Francis for the time being, as he prays and discerns what's next. In the next few days, we'll have the formal inauguration, the inaugural mass of him as Pope. And so, yeah, I think the next few days will just be him getting his feet wet, learning what his office involves, and taking those first steps as the successor to St. Peter, as the Vicar of Christ.
Is there any expectation that you or you think parishioners may have? He's a rather young pope, so there is a good chance that he could serve decades.
Yes.
What sort of expectations have you heard from your parish?
I think everyone's just looking forward with joyful expectation. I don't think anyone has too high of expectations at the moment. It's still too early to really say, but I think everyone's hopeful that with a longer papacy, we could have some stability and keep moving forward and really work to spread the gospel. I think the sense I'm getting from people is that there's a great optimism right now, and everyone's just waiting and going to see what happens next.
Father, thank you so much for your time today. We really, really appreciate it. I'll give you the opportunity right now. What's your message to people regarding this new pope? And, maybe some people are wondering if pursuing a Catholic faith is the move for them.
I think be open. I think let's see what happens. The Holy Spirit guides the church, and we believe that the Holy Spirit has brought Pope Leo to be the Pope at this time for a particular reason. And so to allow him to teach us, to allow him to guide us, and always going back to Jesus Christ, to the gospel, and holding on to that. We need that message of hope today more than anything else.
Father, thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it this morning.
Thank you. God bless.
Time right now is 9:28. Much more to come on ARC Rochester.
We're back on the other side of the break. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. Meteorologist Mark McLean is joining us once again for a special Lilac Festival weather update, as well as giving us updates on the garden seedlings. How are those little babies?
Yeah, we checked in. We've been checking in once a week every time we go out to shoot one of these segments at the garden factory. We're checking in, and things are your lettuce is looking good.
Is it?
It is.
Is there anything?
Dan got lettuce. What did I get?
This is week
what?
This is week one.
Okay.
We're going in. So we actually had a cover on it. We put some labels in there so we remembered. That's the marigolds right there. Just popping up. You see the growth there. I believe this was after about only 5 days. Now, don't forget they have hot houses there.
Yes.
They have germination houses, which are much, much warmer than even your greenhouse if you had one. would be in the 70s. The hot house is in the 80s.
Delightful.
It is.
And it's humid in there, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I love going in there
man.
in like January and February when everything is just cold and snow and ice covered. I love going back in those greenhouses. Look at the marigolds now. They're as tall as the signs.
Look at that.
There's your lettuce on the end right there.
In just a week.
Just a week. There's the roots already. Check that out. All the way to the bottom of the.
Love
actually,
that.
technically, they need to be planted now. So, Abby, you could have those for your garden, the marigolds. They'll keep the rabbits away, too.
Thanks, Mark.
When we start our little segment, the onions are the stringy things there. They
love it.
You know, they're a little slower, but.
I think I mentioned this before, but one of my favorite things to see is those, it's stupid, those silly little time-lapse videos of a seed and just watching the life come from this nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's incredible. You know, I mean, even you look at like a sunflower here, giant striped. I picked these up at the Lima Pumpkin Festival last Saturday. Somebody got one of these seeds to grow 19 feet tall with a flower head on the sunflower that had a diameter of 2 feet.
Yeah, that is wild.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Right? So I said, well, we're going to give that a shot, right?
Might as well.
And we're going to time lapse. I think Brian is planning on time-lapsing the construction of the raised garden beds outside. I didn't have time to get into all the details, but now we got a little more time here. So this is being constructed somewhere else, and it's being deconstructed so that it can be reconstructed here. Okay, so kind of crazy, but so we'll try to get a time lapse of that as they're working next week. The area's cordoned off out there, so we're good, and we'll see that construction.
Yeah, in case you missed it, we broke ground yesterday on does it have a name? The From the Ground Up Garden or the 13 Wham Garden or the 13 Wham Gardens?
I don't think the garden itself has I mean, the whole segment is From the Ground Up.
The Garden of Ark.
Yeah, you got to name
Ark
the
Garden?
Ark Garden.
Well, like Ark's like it's authentic.
Authentic, relevant.
And it is relevant.
Based.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we got to name it, but I'm sure we have that segment. You can find that online.
We should have.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's up on the community section, 13wham.com. All the garden segments are up there. But yeah, we should have everyone name it.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, just
like we can get a sign made, a proper sign for it.
I think there's going to be a sign for From the Ground Up in it, and a sign for J. Reed Renovations on the front of it, because that's the construction team that's putting it together.
Yep.
I'm not sure that. Yeah, we've got to get a garden sign. Well, maybe each one of the beds could have a different name. I mean, if we're doing vegetables in one.
Very true.
Yeah, if you wanted to do flowers in another one, or a rock garden.
Ashley, if you have any good name ideas, come down from the voice of heaven.
And I think he has technically overbuilt it, because there was talk of extending it out 2 feet more on the garden walls compared to what it was originally planned. I think there's going to be space on the outside of it to do baskets or put trays out there or something like that. He was talking about it. It's going to be cool.
We are going to need an alarm system because people are going to be stopping. No, not for Abigail.
A lock on the door.
Well, no, because we're going to have people coming by stealing those cherry tomatoes and picking my lettuce.
Come on, the people here don't eat vegetables.
I didn't start thinking about that until the noon news yesterday, and Dave planted it in my ear. He said, "What are you going to do when they start taking all your vegetables?"
Yeah,
that's a good point.
And I said, "I didn't even think about that."
And there's West Henrietta Road. There's deer traffic.
Yeah, there is. But this is going to have screens. It's going to be 5 feet tall, and it's going to be closed up pretty good. So now
5 feet tall.
Yeah. So the beds will be coming, so about that height, and then from there, the top 3 feet is going to be screens. So it's going to be screens, and the screens are going to be painted black. So you won't even, when we're on television, you basically won't even see them.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll almost look invisible.
Fancy.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got the garden, but this weekend, let's focus on what's happening now because we've got the Lilac Festival.
Yeah, do we have, can we put the weather graphics up? I got the 3-day festival forecast, if we can put those on the air. We're in the mid-50s for today, so it's a decent start, right? You need the light jacket, that's fine. You might want to take the boots if you're going to get off the pathway, too. 67 on Saturday, looks ideal, and Mother's Day on Sunday. We're in pretty good shape, sunshine. If you're lakeside, you're going to be in the 50s on Sunday. It's a northeast breeze, so you know that this time of the year you're not going to escape the lake breeze. But south of Rochester, probably a better chance of low to mid 60s. Not too bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
No. Perfect. Oh, man.
Come
Those,
on.
I think, were shot this morning, yes? Courtesy of the Van Bortle Super
Yes.
Global Weather Tracker.
See, this is where you get the payoff of living through a rainy, cool start to the month.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, boy.
Got a little beaver there.
Ian, good job, buddy.
Love it. Good work.
Yeah, look at those lilacs.
I was down there yesterday, and it smelled so beautiful. All week you've been saying wear the boots because
Yeah.
you're probably going to need them. It's true. It was muddy down there.
Yeah, and wait till the foot traffic goes up, when the festival starts. Yep.
Yeah.
Gonna be a fun weekend
It is.
there.
It's a good
Again,
one.
that all kicks off this morning at 10:30 with the unveiling of this year's poster logo.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Absolutely. All right, stick around. When we come back, it's the Weekend Buzz.
We're back after this.
Time now for the best part of Friday, the Weekend Buzz.
Yes, Scott and Sandy are here with us now. Good morning to you two.
Happy Friday.
To you
Yes.
too.
And happy Mother's Day weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 And Sandy, happy
Yes,
Mother's Day
Sandy.
weekend.
He says happy Mother's.
Thank you very much.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
I'm a cat mom, dog mom,
Yeah. Do you have pets?
Yeah, a cat and a dog.
Oh, one of each.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I love it.
They get along?
They do. Yeah, they're best friends.
See, I'm a single parent. So I do celebrate Mother's Day. 2 cats. 1.7.
1.7 cats.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it. Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
we got some fun to do today.
Yeah.
There's one
What are
thing
we
that I on purpose didn't ask about.
Yeah.
But when I saw the prop that we're using, it made me question.
Here you go. The reason why we have this coming up. Okay, but first, Jerk or Justify.
Yes.
Okay.
Deciding the moral compass in Rochester, and sometimes it's the trivial little things that bug us. And this now, once we bring this up in conversation, you will always pay attention when somebody sneezes, because we are debating if the person who sneezes, when they say "God bless me" right after they sneeze, jerk or justify.
So you're
If I sneeze and no one says it, and I say God bless me.
and you
Yeah.
say it before anybody else says,
Yeah.
God bless you.
So here's the scenario. This is why it came up. So the other day, walking out of the office, it was 3 of us walking out of the office, and we're in the High Falls district. So at the stop sign, we're going to cross the street to go to the High Falls parking garage. And the dude sneezed. Achoo. And then he goes, God bless me. And then, okay, we cross the street, and he walks away, and the girl and I were like, did he just bless himself? Like, did we not react quick enough for him?
Yeah.
It is the most passive-aggressive, weird.
Wait, was this in between popes?
No, it wasn't. But
Who else is gonna?
but then we thought, oh my God, that's so funny. It's those little things in life that you're like.
Makes you wonder.
So we thought it would be a good jerk or justified.
I've done it. I never thought it was a jerk thing. It was kind of like.
Isn't it like attention seeking?
No, it's more like excuse me instead of.
Well, say excuse me.
Well, God bless me. I'm sorry.
Bless
Excuse
me.
Yeah, right.
God bless me. It's all about me.
I always see. Well, okay, I don't know. This is probably just me being me.
Okay.
But whenever I sneeze, I feel guilt. I feel like I'm just like
You
interrupting
do?
everything. I totally do.
Oh my God, you're so
I usually
funny.
apologize.
Oh,
I
you
sneeze
say,
and then
"You're
I'm
the
like,
sorry sneezer.
I am.
Oh yeah.
I know.
I think I'm like you. I lean more towards you.
Yeah.
Really?
But I don't think I've ever said bless me.
That's weird, right?
I feel guilty for asking.
Is it jerk or justified to blurt that out?
I don't think it's jerk or justified. I think it's a word I can't say. It's a word that rhymes with pool and starts with a T. It's that kind of move. Like, really? Yeah. Like, who are you talking to?
Right? It's odd. It's odd.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would just say weird. Not jerk, but just like weird.
Yeah.
Unless it's just something that maybe that person was taught.
Can we
They're
turn
like-
our cell phones off in studio?
That was my butt. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I didn't. I forgot. My butt has a ring camera.
Okay, what was that? Was that jerk or justify? I think
That was jerk.
That was
Coming
accident.
in.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say, I'm sorry.
No.
He felt
God
no
bless me.
guilt.
Bless
He
me,
felt
my
no
phone.
guilt.
I think
You know
my
what?
wife is pulling out of the driveway.
But I will give him this. He immediately fessed up. He wasn't going to hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't immediately say, I'm sorry. He
No.
was going to hide it until you brought it up and called out everybody else.
Wow, we're really jerk or justified this morning,
are.
aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, but because it's coming from us, I think it's justified. Okay?
I better turn my ringer off.
You're okay.
And
It's all
we
right.
want to know
You
what's
guys-
happening at home. Who's
Well, my
leaving
wife
the
is
driveway?
sick and she's got to go to the doctor's appointment.
Aw.
She wants to make sure that I'm home by the
Feel
time.
awful.
Yeah.
Why do I feel
Don't
awful?
feel
You
awful.
should. You should feel bad. Poor Scott's wife is
I know,
sick.
such a jerk.
You're over here making him feel bad.
He
It's okay.
never turns his ringer off. He's so impolite. Like,
Does he do that at work in
Yes.
studio?
I forget.
We are in the middle of a conversation on the air. All of a sudden, and where does his attention go? To
the phone.
I'm like, bless me, I'm here.
It's not television. I don't have to be looking at anybody.
This is true. This is true.
Or listening, I guess.
But when you say, bless me, I'm here, he's probably thinking, no, you're not. You're at home.
Yes, she is.
Are you still working from home?
See, what?
Once a week she comes in, yeah.
You said that with judgment.
No, I
You
didn't.
did say it was
No,
judgment.
I'm sorry. That wasn't how I intended it.
Yeah.
It was more like
Are
jealousy.
you?
Yeah.
Are you
Oh.
still working from home?
Well, I don't want people to feel jealous.
I feel jealous. I would love to be at home right now.
Yeah. We'll set up the arc set and you can leave when and then
I could be wearing sweatpants right now.
Oh,
and
gosh.
This
Wouldn't
dress
that be
also,
delightful?
but yes.
Well, everything is recorded on video anyhow, so there is no sweatpants look like a mess.
Yeah, video killed the radio star. I say that
Yeah.
often.
Absolutely. But anyhow, I still come in the studio
Yeah.
for when the listeners come in.
That's great.
Yeah, we're trying to get people to come in on
I'm
Thursdays.
sorry,
with
The
us.
fakest that's great I've ever seen in my life.
Is that why you don't have guests except for one day a month?
Yes.
That is not. I'm sorry. I'm
Absolutely.
not trying to be fake right now. I'm not.
It's okay.
I'm genuinely excited for you. We have to go to commercial
It's
break.
okay.
Everybody's gonna think I'm the worst again.
No, you're not. You're
Oh,
not.
God
This
bless
is coming
you.
up next.
Bless me. Scott and Sandy are back after this.
Arc Rochester is on the other side of the break. right, 9:48. Scott and Sandy are here. First try Fridays, and Sandy has a ruler.
What are we doing?
You know, my juvenile mind just
I know.
stops, and
I know.
I just can't.
I know.
You know.
You were thinking the same? You have the same immature mind?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, do you want to switch the first try Friday?
Mark, come over. You're taller than any of us.
Oh, my
Okay.
goodness.
So no, what this really is, it's the, I don't know if you've heard it, the ruler drop test. It tests how healthy and young your brain is.
Ugh,
Oh, great.
God. Well, does it count if we've been awake for like a really long time?
Yeah.
Since
Like we
ungodly
wake
clock,
up at
yes.
1.
Don't already make excuses. Have some confidence,
Okay,
Abby.
okay.
Dan's ready.
Actually,
Confidence.
Okay, so I'm going to explain what to do, and then we're going to take bets on who's going to do it the best. I think I'm already going to say
Really?
you're going to do it the best.
Oh, man, okay.
So
This is the most classic ruler
Yeah.
you used in school.
Is your
Remember
name on the
this?
back of it?
No,
Like,
no,
someone.
this is yours. This was here at the station.
Old school.
Sue Gray?
Sue Gray. WOKR.
WOKR.
Oh.
It's very old.
Do you remember Sue?
Yeah.
McLean remembers Sue.
I
Yeah.
hear she was very nice. Anyhow,
Yes.
so this is the test. I'm going to hold a ruler. You're going to put your hand like this. I'm going to drop the ruler without telling you. And at
gonna
what
catch
point
it.
do you catch it? And whoever obviously catches it, you know,
Closer to the 1 and not the 12.
wins. So
Okay.
who do you think is going to? I think Abby.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it to her.
You're going to say Abby's going to do the
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
Let me do a little question.
Okay.
Are you a gamer?
No.
Are you a gamer?
Are you
Hand
a
eye?
gamer?
Huh? No.
Oh. So what does that prove?
I'm very into sports, though, so I've got good hand-eye coordination. I couldn't even get through that line.
Got through.
Okay, so who do you think is going to do the best?
I think Abby's going to do better.
You
I'm
do,
sorry.
guys. You're giving me way too much
Abby.
credit.
I know.
Abby.
Here we go.
Abby.
Okay.
So we'll
no.
save the best for last then.
Okay,
We'll do
all
you
right.
first.
Who?
We're going to do you first.
Me?
Yeah, because we're saving the winner for last.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
So
Wait, what's the distance between the ruler and the hand before you drop?
I don't know.
Oh,
really.
okay,
so
okay.
you
That's
practice.
fine.
Well, maybe
that's fine.
I'll go. You're right. I got
Can
to
we
keep
stand
it the
up for
same.
this? We
Okay.
stand up
Oh,
for
you
this,
want to
all right?
stand up? Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you hold it to your first button, and then I'll.
What the?
Okay.
Okay, I'll go like this. Okay, for everybody it'll be
Okay.
like this. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you when.
Ooh.
Where is it?
Cat-like reflexes there.
I got it at 2.5.
My goodness.
No, 3.5. 3.5. It wasn't 2.5. It was 3.5. It was near the
Well,
4.
the top of my finger was at 3.5. The bottom
He's
of my
cheating.
finger
Do we
was at
need to
1.5.
do it again?
He hates losing, by the way. I just wanted to say. He
Look,
hates
when you
losing
catch
anything.
it, you have to hold it.
One was on 3, one was on
And
1.
it's
so it
this
was on
finger.
2.5.
But-
It's this finger.
But
the top
hold
finger?
it. Don't take your hands off of it.
Okay, ready?
It's obviously the top finger, not the bottom finger. Go.
Oh. See?
Okay, so where is it? It's like, okay, now
is
it's
my
2.5. Now it's 2.5.
That's my thumb is
This
on
finger.
1.5.
You're disqualified.
I hate playing
Okay.
games with her. She always,
Fine. What did you want it to be?
whatever
0?
you want it to be. Don't worry.
Okay. So wait, wherever my
What's
thumb,
more comfortable for you to,
the right hand,
like this?
I guess.
Oh!
Okay.
Do I get a do-over?
Yes,
Yes,
I
you
do.
do.
Too. Nice.
Oh, you're like at 2.5. I'll give you 2.5, 3-ish. 2.5, 3-ish.
I mean, I would take 2.5.
Okay.
See, everybody,
Shorter's better.
these
Okay,
men,
I'm
they
Coming up from us vertically
I'm
challenged.
Yes.
not great under pressure. Hold on.
Yes, you are. Come on.
Stretch it out.
Stretch it out,
Go like this.
Abigail.
Go like this. Practice.
Okay. All right.
ready?
Yep.
Ooh! And you get a second one.
4. Okay.
You get a do-over.
You got this.
I got it. Okay.
You got it. You got it.
Oh!
Not good. What is it? My mental toughness? My mental capacity?
It's like how healthy your brain is. Young.
It's not good.
Young and healthy.
It's not good.
Ready?
Oh,
Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
Gotta
Well,
catch it
I feel
first.
better now.
Hey!
Wow.
Come on now.
Sandy, under 2. One more.
Okay.
You didn't catch the first one.
What
Wow. 1.5.
All right.
Sandy is the champion
My
of this.
goodness.
No, I don't know.
That's
Fun
I mean
party
that's
tricks.
impressive.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun? So now you're all curious, right? When
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
gonna-
Can't wait to see Mother's Day brunch. Everybody's going to be doing that.
Yeah,
Yes.
get out your butter candle. And
Mom, let's see how old you are.
Yeah, honestly, that would make people feel pretty bad, I think.
Yeah.
But it makes you frustrated, right? You want to do it again, don't you?
No.
No, not at all.
To do it better. Come on, you got this.
Come on.
Come on, redo.
You got this. You got
Wait,
this.
this is my left hand. Hold on. Okay. Can you turn?
Yeah, like this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. You know what? It was her last day teaching at Brockport.
It was.
Right?
today
and
was?
you
Yes,
celebrated
yesterday.
all your students last night, so
I did.
hand-eye's a little off.
It's, well, I celebrated a lot last night.
She did.
Excuse.
Just had a headache all morning. Hey, stick around. When we come back, this morning's final thoughts.
We're back after this. Time for our final thoughts here on ARC Rochester, and we have a very special honor today.
Yeah, today is intern Rory's last day.
Come on.
There is your kid. No, Abigail, you sit. I'll stand. Okay.
Rory is actually going from here to graduation right after.
Are you really?
Really?
Oh, wow.
It starts at 2 o'clock, so I gotta get ready.
Where are you graduating from?
I'm graduating from St. John Fisher.
Okay, sure, great. Congratulations.
Yeah, he's
Nice
been
head of hair.
awesome.
Thank you, thank you. I know I tried so hard.
And Rory, what are you
once.
doing after this? Do you have a job lined up yet?
I have a couple of summer jobs, but mostly just applying probably to either stations around my hometown of Buffalo, or my family actually just sent me like an editing job for possibly the Buffalo Bills or something like that.
Wow.
So
Cowabunga.
just
That's a career right
just applying all over places and seeing what I can get.
I just a friendly reminder, Rory. Like there is a job available here.
We tried to hire him.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
No wonder you were giving him the look like, and?
Yeah.
And?
Holding out.
It's not full time.
I mean, Brandon Bean watches the show. Hey, that does it for us here on ARC Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us Monday morning, 7:57. Where are we?
We're on 13 Wham ABC. Join Mark and Christian there later today for 13 Wham News at midday. I've got a mic. We'll see you then.
I have a mic now, too. Bye.